Hello. Well, we had an emergency in our city here last night. I want to talk about that because I had an opportunity to use and test some of our prepping tools. First, I want to talk about the live stream I completed a couple hours ago. You can see the recording of it online along with all the comments that were left. I urge you all to go check out that video. Various subject matters, talking about everything from silver to gold, stacking, shit hit the fan, prepping, you name it. Some politics were in the mix as well. But check it out. It was kind of fun. What I like about the live streaming is the fact that when you, the viewer, or the person that's leaving a question in the comment section, I love the fact that you're able to get your answer immediately. If not from me, the sponsor, the host of the live chat, you'll be able to get that answer from the other various people who joined in with the chat via the texting box. So that's one thing I like. Sorry about that noise. That's one thing I like about the live stream. I hate the fact that when I have a question on how to do something, you have to go to a forum or something, you log in, you leave a question via typing, and you're lucky if you got an answer within 24 hours. And half the time, they're just giving you their opinion. You ask them how to fix something, an amplifier. Oh, you should just sell it and get this amplifier. They don't even answer your question half the time. So what I'm trying to say is, here on the live stream, if you have a question, it's addressed almost instantly. It really is. Many people there to help. It's instant gratification, and it's fun getting to know. It really is fun getting to know the personalities of the people. Because before, in the comments section, all you would see is a name, and you would see a comment. But in live stream, you actually are able to learn people's personalities and whatnot, make better judgments, so to speak. Anyway, back to our emergency. So here in the White Mountains, we had a significant storm roll in last night. I mean, it was horrendous. It was pretty bad, and I've been through some bad storms. Don't get me wrong, but this was pretty horrendous. I mean, it was like somebody turned on a light switch. 1 minute was calm, didn't even see it. Next minute, boom. The wind is howling, and it's dark and ominous. The rain and the hail is coming down, and it was just incredible. Unfortunately, the power went off. Now, normally during the daytime, when the power goes off, it's really no big deal. It really isn't. But it was just after sunset, and we weren't all ready for bed yet. So the power was off, I would say, about 2.5 to 3 hours. Fortunately, we were able to open up some windows and doors, get the house cooled off, because it is hot here in Arizona in the White Mountains. No doubt about it. It is hot, and it is humid. But as far as the electricity, we had no lights. We had no internet or anything. Absolutely everything was dead. So luckily, me being a prepper, voila. Took out some hurricane lanterns, and my wife actually has a couple of the indoor kerosene lanterns. You know, the pretty ones with the globes on top. By the way, I'm driving from the White Mountains back down to Tucson. I need to take care of some insurance stuff, medical insurance stuff, empty out my mailbox, that sort of thing. And then I'm going to drive right back here and finish my recovery from my heart problems. But we were able to get out some of these tools, the lanterns, the hurricane lanterns, they call them. Look them up, hurricane lanterns. They look like coal miner lanterns. It's exactly what they look like. But because they're kerosene, you can burn them in or outdoors. And the kerosene, the pretty ones that that you see in antique stores with the glass globes that come up to a nice narrow opening. We had some of those going on in the house. 3 hours. We got to test them all because most of them are new and untested, except for the antique. Actually, the antiques, they're new to us, but we purchased them and reconditioned them, had them reconditioned, and never put them through a trial test. So everything last night went through a trial test. Everything ran successfully without any impingement, other than the fact that some of the wicks need to be trimmed. We noticed that some of them were kind of, if a wick is not straight across, it burns unevenly, you know, and it's not as fuel efficient as well. So some of the minor things that we were able to detect, like the wick trimming, so we need to go and just make a straight cut across all the wicks and whatnot. But other than that, it pays to be a prepper at times, because you never know. And obviously this wasn't a shit hit the fan moment. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But it was a time where we needed some of the things. We spent money on this stuff. And it's good to have had it available for usage. And it really helped us all out, because it was really dark in that house. It really was. So you never know. Again, I'll say it again. You never know when an emergency is going to come your way. Regardless of the degree of emergency, it pays to have some of the things. You know your demographics. You know where you live. You know what type of storms are likely to come your way. What kind of dangers exist, whether you have tornadoes or you have lightning storms. You know if you live in an area where there's a dam that might, never know, God forbid, to crumble and come down and flood the city. You know if you're living in the forest and you're prone to forest fires. You know your demographics, you know, and you should stack and prepare for that environment in which you live in. What could happen? Not only food, but the tools that are involved in repairing things, the tools that are involved for, let's say, if you live in a cold environment, redundant heating sources. I'm on propane, I'm on central heating, I'm on, what else? I have, obviously, electrical heating, I'm on, did I mention kerosene heating? I got a nice kerosene heater, and I have a pellet stove. I have 4 or 5 heating redundancies. Why? Because I'm in an area that gets extremely cold as well as hot. The White Mountains of Arizona, obviously it's not Wyoming or New York cold, but it gets damn cold. It gets in the teens here. And on top of that, it snows and it's windy during those times of years. It pays to have the redundancy of heating. So know your environment, know what you got to prepare for, have plenty of food, and don't forget treats. A lot of people, they tend, when they prep food, they're all serious. Got a lot of beans, rice, freeze-dried this, freeze-dried that, and power goes off for 4 days, just sitting there eating the same old bland crap day after day. Don't forget to prep treats. Get some freaking Milky Way bars. Throw a bunch of them in seal meal bags and vacuum, you know, the vacuum type bags. Get some junk food in there in that mix. In addition, not only do you prep for your demographic area, but you get to know your people. You get to know your neighbors very well if you can. The more you know about them, the more you'll be prepared for them. They can be either an asset or an enemy.